Hey folks, Sensei Dave Hill's Way of the Kettlebell. Today we're going to go over pressing the kettlebell over our head. There are a few different presses that we're going to do. The one we're going to start with is called the Arnold press. Now, the concept behind this press, it's done slow. This isn't a typical kettlebell technique done with momentum, but I teach it anyway because it has some very important concepts in it. This straight line from the ulna through the pinky, keeping it plumb when we have the kettlebell in the rack position. So when we go to press the kettlebell overhead, if I was to press the kettlebell directly up, what's going to happen is my elbow is going to kick out. This angle is going to put stresses on my elbow that are going to end up injuring me. Don't do it. At least not when you're doing a slow lift like this. If I'm pressing the kettlebell slowly overhead, I want it to both go up and swing out. So it looks like this until it reaches the lockout position. So it's kind of like swinging out and rising at the same time. But at all times, kettlebell, the forearm stays plumb. Don't let it bend in any direction. It goes straight overhead. Looks like this. I'm going to crush grip the kettlebell, squeezing the other hand at the same time, tightening my core. Swings out and up. Which brings us to our second important point about the press. Getting the press all the way to a position that we call lockout is key. Now, it takes a great deal of flexibility in your shoulder to be able to do this. Don't be discouraged if this does not happen right away. This takes time. Here are the things that you want to remember. With a seated shoulder, you want the upper arm straight overhead such that the bicep is going to come to the ear. Now the upper arm all the way straight. Now what happens is that even if you get your arm straight and the upper arm forward, rather straight overhead, this is what happens. If you turn to the side, I'm still not in position. I have to have this all the way up. And then what you end up with is, look at my shoulders. Now you have to level your shoulders. So it's a battle to get that lockout position. If it's bent, then the weight of the kettlebell is going to come down and it's going to want to push your elbow out this way. It's going to want to push your body this way. Getting all the pieces directly lined up so that they're plumb all the way from the kettlebell through the frame of the body down into the feet. And if you do this correctly, you'll feel the weight of the kettlebell on your heels. Okay, so that's the first press. Again, that's when you're pressing in a nice, slow, even pressure and not using momentum.